Hello guys, it is Gate of Theories here, and today we are back with another Mamma Mia theory, as we seem to not have done one of these in a while, and you guys seem to really love our theories about Mamma Mia, so we thought we might bring another theory back to you guys. And today we're going to be asking one of the biggest questions about the Mamma Mia movies, which I bet you all of you who have seen the movies have asked this to yourself in your head. You might have asked someone else it, but you'll have all questioned this at some point while you've been watching any Mamma Mia movie, which is, we all know that Mamma Mia is based off the musical Mamma Mia, and the songs from Mamma Mia the musical are all Abba songs, which were the successful band in the late 1970s and 1980s and that sort of time era, and they were a very successful band. And the question that loads of people ask about the Mamma Mia movies is, does Abba actually exist in the Mamma Mia universe, or do they not? Is it the characters who are making these songs up themselves, or are they actually singing to an Abba song that exists in their universe? So today we're going to be answering that exact question. But before we go any further, if you haven't already, just make sure that you're subscribed to this channel and have notifications on so you get notified whenever we make any Mamma Mia videos. So, firstly, I'm just going to point out that our universe's artists might be very different to the Mamma Mia universe's artists, as in our universe we have singers like Cher, whereas, of course, in Mamma Mia Here We Go Again, seeing as Cher plays Ruby, it means that Cher is not in the Mamma Mia Here We Go Again universe, and they don't have any of Cher's songs in there. Except this theory is going to be really, really hard to solve. In fact, this was probably one of our hardest Mamma Mia theories to solve, as there are so many points suggesting that Abba does exist in the Mamma Mia universe, except from there is also points suggesting that they didn't. So we're going to try and narrow it down and just see where we go. So as a starting point, we're already stuck, as it's kind of hard to think of where should we start to answer this theory, as it is such a hard theory to answer. So I thought we'd start by looking at the way the characters in Mamma Mia sing their songs, and whether it seems like they're just singing it by themselves and they're singing it, you know, from their heads, or they're actually singing an Abba song. So, first of all, let's go back to Mamma Mia 1, and we'll look at when Donna is singing with Donna and the Dynamos. Now, whenever Donna and the Dynamos sing, they've obviously practiced, and we see this very well when they sing Super Trooper in Mamma Mia 1, as they've got a whole dance routine and everything, and everyone's really excited about it, and they've obviously really practiced because they want to make Sophie's day a really great day. Now, saying that they've always practiced can suggest that basically they might have created the songs themselves in the Mamma Mia universe, as all three of them seem to know it, so they might have created the songs themselves. But it doesn't say necessarily that Abba hasn't created the song, but it's suggesting more that, seeing as three of them are singing them, it could have meant that they could have been their song. Also, it works the same if one person's singing, like at the beginning of the movie when Sophie is giving away her invitations to the fathers, she is singing to herself, so she could be making that song up in her head. But then, if we flash forward into Mamma Mia Here We Go Again, we get the song One of Us. Now, One of Us sort of changes this whole idea of people creating their own songs, and sort of turns it over and says Abba must create these songs. Now, One of Us begins with Sophie and Sky having a conversation over the phone about how Sky tells Sophie that he's going to stay in New York for 6 more months. Now, Sophie is really shocked by this and can't believe it, so she starts to sing One of Us. Now, Sky is on the other side of the world in New York, and yet he also sings One of Us. And you can tell that obviously they don't usually sing this, and they haven't usually prepared for this like Donna and the Dynamos have, because it comes right out of the blue. Sophie isn't expecting it. But she still goes off and sings One of Us, and Sky, who's on the other side of the world, still sings the exact same words and still sings part of the exact same song. Meaning, if they're both singing the same song, but they both haven't prepared it together, so they haven't written down this song themselves, and they're both singing the same song, suggests that ABBA must have created the song, or it is a very popular song that they definitely have not created around the world. All because you can't have two different people singing the exact same song that they have just created themselves, but they're in different locations. It just wouldn't work and doesn't make any sort of sense. So right now it's starting to lean against the side of ABBA existing in the Mamma Mia universe, but let's take another look, and this time we'll look more at timeline. Now, to find out when each Mamma Mia movie takes place, including the prequel, the first movie, and the second movie, is really simple. And in fact, I did it in one of my previous Mamma Mia theories, Is Fernando Donna's dad? And you can go and click that by clicking the card if you want to go and see it. And this is what I said about the timelines. Now, we know that the prequel took place in 1979, and that Donna became pregnant with Sophie in the summer of 1979. In the first movie, Sophie says she is 20 years old, meaning the first movie took place in the year of 2000. Mamma Mia 2 takes place 5 years after, so in 2005, as Rosie says she's going to commit to being a grandmother, and Sophie tells her she's 25 years too late. Now, ABBA was created in 1972, and we know that the prequel with young Donna and all of the young cast takes place in 1979. Now, young Donna and all of the young cast sing quite a lot of the songs in Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again. So what we need to do is we need to check each individual song that they sing, and we need to check when it came out and if it came out either in 1979 or before that, because if it comes out later than 1979, then we know that ABBA doesn't exist, as that song won't have been created yet and they'll have been singing it. So the first song that any of the characters ever sing in the second movie is When I Kissed the Teacher. Now, I had a look at this, and apparently it was created in 1976, so that one is absolutely fine and that would fit. The next one is I Wonder, which was created in 1977. Again, that's suggesting that ABBA does exist in the Mamma Mia universe. The next one is Waterloo, the first song with Harry, and yes, that is ticked and was created in 1974, so that is absolutely fine. And then it is Why Did It Have to Be Me, which was created in 1976. Then I Have a Dream, which was created in 1979, so it just makes it. Remember, it has to be either in 1979 or before it. So I Have a Dream, it just makes it. Next is Kisses of Fire, which was created again in 1979, so it just makes it. And then we're going to skip Andante, Andante, and I'm going to come back to it later. And then after Andante, Andante, it comes the name of the game, and that was created in 1977, so that's absolutely fine. Next is Knowing Me, Knowing You, created in 1976, which again fits perfectly. Then is the big one, Mamma Mia, which was created in 1975, so Lily James can still sing Mamma Mia and can be singing it technically an ABBA song, because that is suggesting that ABBA does exist in the Mamma Mia universe. And then next is My Love, My Life, which was created in 1976. And then we have the end scene where they all sing Super Trooper. And unfortunately, that was created in 1980. And you know how before I said that Andante, Andante would come back to it? And that's because that was created in 1980. So we've kind of got a problem here, as two of the songs that the prequel cast sing are made in a year's time. They haven't been invented yet, meaning they were made in 1980. So how on earth could the prequel cast sing Andante Andante and Super Trooper if it hasn't been created yet by ABBA? Suggesting that the characters are making the songs up themselves and that ABBA doesn't exist. So there we go, guys. That's the theory over. Nah, I'm just kidding, it's not actually, because I had a look into this, and if you notice the finale scene when all the characters sing Super Trooper, it also involves Meryl Streep, who played Donna in the first movie, and Donna's meant to be dead, and basically it's the prequel characters dancing around with the present characters, and basically it isn't actually happening. It's all taking place in 2005 when Mamma Mia Here We Go Again is set. So, because Cher sings and Sophie sings and all of those people, and then it's sort of like they're sort of like flashbacking to it, and it involves every single character plus their previous version. So technically the characters from the prequel aren't actually singing Super Trooper, it's just the present characters flashbacking back to remembering them singing Super Trooper. It's kind of complicated to explain, but from the scene you can tell what I mean. And then that leaves Andante Andante, which was created in 1980. Now, this seriously got me worried, as I thought we were onto something. I thought, hang on a minute, Abba, so far, it looks like Abba is existing in the Mamma Mia universe, and right now, this one song, one out of loads of songs, is stopping us just because it was created a year later in 1980 and it wouldn't fit up. So I got to look into this, and Andante Andante is made from the album Super Trooper. You know how before we were talking about Super Trooper? So it's made from Super Trooper's album, and I looked into this album long and hard until eventually I found something that could suggest that Andante Andante was first released in 1979. Now, we don't know when it was exactly released, but many of the songs in the Super Trooper album were first heard or first released in 1979. It's just then they were all collected together after 1979 in 1980 to create the Super Trooper album. Meaning Andante Andante could have been first heard or first released or at least written in 1979. It was just fully released in 1980, meaning Andante Andante could actually fit, suggesting that Abba is in the Mamma Mia universe. And if you need even further proof, go back to the scene that we watched before, the Super Trooper scene in the first movie, and when Donna and the Dynamos come out, everyone reacts like this song is like a really, really big song. It doesn't seem like they've never heard it before. It seems like they've heard it loads and loads and loads of times, suggesting that it is a huge song. And if Donna and the Dynamos had just invented it, then surely this crowd that they have wouldn't know the song that they're on about, but they seem to know it very, very well, suggesting that Abba did create it. And some further proof, if you're still not convinced that Abba exists in the Mamma Mia universe, Donna literally says to the people running the music, says, turn on the background music, and it comes up with Abba's background music to Super Trooper, and they just sing over it, meaning that Abba obviously created that song for them. And finally, to top it all off, you can see two people from Abba in both movies, and the most well-known one is when Benny Andersson makes a memorable cameo in Dancing Queen in the first movie by playing the piano by the beach, and then he also returns in the second movie to play the piano in Waterloo, which is further proof that Abba definitely does exist in the Mamma Mia universe. So guys, that is how Abba does exist in the Mamma Mia universe. If you did enjoy this video, then please like it and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and keep that notification bell on so that you get notified whenever we make any new Mamma Mia videos or any other type of videos. And tell us in the field section down below if you agree with us, if you think that Abba definitely does exist in the Mamma Mia universe, and also tell us any other points about how on earth they could exist in the Mamma Mia universe down below as well. Or if you have any points against this theory, saying that Abba definitely doesn't exist in the Mamma Mia universe, then make sure that you also put those down in the field section down below, as we love to hear your feedback. Also put down any other Mamma Mia questions or theories or stuff you want us to cover all about Mamma Mia or anything else. Make sure that you put that down below in the field section. And as always, we've been here on Gates of Theories. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.